Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. So much news has dropped since the whole Diddy Cassie situation exploded that we haven't had time to cover some very important news that needs to be covered. Like the fact that Joe Budden got caught capping on air when he said that he didn't have no comment about Diddy the day after the settlement. And then, come to find out, he edited out his comments because he was shook at what Diddy would do to him if he really said what he felt. But before we get into it, let me say two things real quick. One, after I dropped a video a few days ago on how most of Diddy's artists end up broke, dead, or in jail, a whole bunch of people came in the comment section and said, that's not true, Mary J. Blige and Lil' Kim are both alive and well, and they made mad money. Well, guess what? I have news for you. Mary J. Blige and Lil' Kim were never signed to Bad Boy Entertainment. Mary was signed to Uptown Records and Lil' Kim was signed to Atlantic. Although people commonly refer to them as the first ladies of Bad Boy, neither one of them was ever signed to Puffy. And I know, somebody's gonna come in the comment section like, Source, you don't know what the heck you talking about. Okay, Source, can you please put up those receipts? Mary J. Blige, Uptown Records, Notorious Kim, Atlantic. Okay, so now that we have that little bit of hip-hop history out of the way, let me move on to the next thing that I wanted to say. The other day, after I read the complaint by Joy Dickinson-Neal against Puffy, a whole bunch of people were like, yo, she lying, cause the math ain't mathin', because Wells Restaurant closed in 1982. Well, guess what? The owners of Wells Restaurant eventually went on to open up another Wells Restaurant, which was located right down the street. Source, can you please put up those pictures of the restaurants side by side? So, based on this information, her claims may still hold true. Okay, so let's get into what we need to talk about. As I stated before, Joe Budden is catching mad backlash because he tried to do the okie doke and skate around the whole Diddy Cassie situation. Now, when Joe originally spoke on the situation, he basically pled the fifth and said this.
Do y'all think podcasters are coming into work to say that domestic violence, rape, sex trafficking, and drugging women is right on some fronts? Like, do y'all need anybody to say that all of those things are horrifically mortifying? Y'all didn't need Joe Budden for that, right? Y'all don't even want me for a music review. So I know that I'm not now the right
the harbinger of truth.
Nah, you know what really
morality.
Since we here, what really is like what you said for Carisha to the podium. Like, why y'all? Yeah, you have a relationship with Puff. You're known to skirt certain things when it comes to Puff.
But that's the reason.
But nigga, it's people that signed to Puff that got a podcast. So if you want somebody to talk about Puff and you think somebody gonna pull punches or not say nothing, go talk to them first.
That's not that.
See, because I want to add to that though.
That's what I don't like.
Because that's my thing, right? Like, for as much praise as I give Hove and a Puff and a Dame and just for all of the praise, right? Again, back to podcasters keeping some of their thoughts private and just like not having to share everything. I don't feel like I need to come in here and have word vomit about my discernment when it comes to some of the evil shit that goes on in the industry. Nor do I think I'm the mascot and spokesperson to be the deliverer of news for some of the evil shit that goes on in the industry or some of the treacherous, some of the things that are not made not so public, right? Like, I don't think the public would react well if they knew all of the locker room behavior of football players.
Well, after that episode of the Joe Budden podcast aired, mad people were left scratching their heads because they're like, yo, what's up with Joe? Joe usually has like a comment on everything. Well, it appears that he did have a comment on Diddy, but he edited it out. And we would have never known except for the fact that the audio got leaked. Check this out.
Cassie and Puff.
Yeah.
I read every page of the
lawsuit.
It's pretty fucking horrific.
35 pages. Ice, you read it?
I read the entire thing.
Okay.
I believe
I was glued to that
everything she said.
Wow.
Shocker.
It does sound believable. It does sound believable.
It's too detailed. That's why. Like, this isn't oh, there was no disrespect to anybody, but sometimes you hear these accusations that'll say, oh, there was a party in 2008 and this incident happened. This is a timeline of shit that just would not stop. This is just too descriptive, too accurate. And then even the Cuddy car situation, they reach out to Cuddy, who confirmed it. It's like, okay, now you got people confirming shit. Like, nah, he did this shit. So it leads me to believe the same way we say, oh, I don't know, something seems fishy here, we're gonna wait.
Cuddy's still trying to fuck.
Shit don't seem fishy here. So because shit don't seem fishy, I'm rolling. And I think he did all that shit that she accused him of.
None of it reads well.
No.
None of it reads well. And it got worse as you just kept reading. As the paragraphs got longer.
To Ice's point, it got more descriptive and more detailed. And that is what was like,
And the other thing that stood out to me was where they said he offered her some an 8-figure settlement and she didn't take it.
Yeah.
So now I do the math. I look at the lawsuit. The lawsuit is
8 figures. It's $30 million.
It's $30 million. Minimum 8 figures.
8
is 10.
figures is 10.
10 minimum.
Minimum. We don't know what the offer was. For you to say
no, and
no,
I'm going to go forward with this.
This tells me this is about more than money.
Yeah.
Which then says, okay, this shit happened.
They're trying to fix Puff Grits.
I would have went and found 30 million. I would have called everybody I know.
So let me ask you,
looking for 30. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know that. That's an assumption.
Okay, all right.
We do not know that he has 30 million liquid just lying around, disposable income here. That could finish somebody. That was some of the messiest shit I've read in a while.
Yes, I ain't gonna hold you. I was keeping a buck with you. That shit was mad scary, and it was really, really sad. And I felt for her.
Same.
I really felt for her
because Cassie, right, is Cassie. Like we ain't heard from Cassie in 20 years
at all. A peep, not messy,
never.
Now, of course, that was just an excerpt of what Joe Budden had to say about Diddy, because his podcast is 2, 3, 4, 5 hours long. But after he got caught out there for editing what he had to say about Diddy, a whole bunch of people called him out, including DJ Academics and internet personality Milagro Grams. And not only that, Milagro Grams also posted an old clip of Joe Budden saying that if Diddy ever did something wrong, he was going to call him out. Well, Joe Budden didn't like that, and he responded to Milagro by saying this.
Milagro, love her content as well. She was the young lady at the Tory shit doing her.
Oh, gotcha.
She was the Black Twitter Meg Cunliffe. She was, and I fuck with Milagro shit. Jumping up, Joe Budden ain't say nothing how he being paid off. She was going in.
Yeah, she went a little crazy.
She went crazy, but it's cool. She know how Tasha K shit. It's cool. I can love the content from a distance. So I retweeted. I said, you do it. She gonna put up a link talking about I did. No. Throw some silence in. Let it just sit. She did. Bunch of people out there commenting, oh, such and such didn't run from they got it, stood tall, they said it. Nigga, that ain't me. Ain't nobody listening to that shit. Who gives a fuck what you said? You can say whatever you want. All the foul, crazy, fucking egregious shit. Go ahead and say it. Guess what? Niggas ain't checking. Nobody gives a fuck about what you said. But kudos. I don't think there's nothing integral about calling niggas to the carpet before on charges such as this.
Okay, so after Joe said that, Milagro Grams jumped back on the internet and said this.
I done woke up and Joe said, what? You trying to make me feel small, Joe? No one listens to us concerned with my little black ass, huh? I ain't never gonna be nothing in this world, huh? You must still be reeling from Arby making you feel like that. But I ain't gonna be your punching bag, nigga. No pun intended. How the fuck you and your co-host hear my thoughts and opinions and inform some of y'all own if ain't nobody listening? You and your peers inside that room and outside of that room know exactly who I am, and y'all listen. More than one of y'all, you included. And y'all see something in the nigga, don't you? So if only I would sit and maybe be a little bit more quiet like Melissa and cross my legs and yeah, and do all the little pussy ass shit like that would work for y'all. You work your way up to finally get to where you want to be and turn around and tell people like me that, we ain't shit. What we doing don't matter. Ain't nobody listening to it. Talking about people like me can be reckless, basically, and you can't because you have standards. What was your standards when you used your platform to say Nicki was... How many times has your platform been used to facilitate you getting your rocks off? Joe, people saw them tweets just like they heard my show, and instead of you being able to sit in the decision that you made for the quote-unquote betterment of your podcast and absorb why people felt disappointed, you chose to try to come and tear me down for being brave enough to do what a check could never make me stop doing. I don't ever want to stop relating to my people, no matter where this shit takes me. So no one asked you to be egregious. We just asked you to be. You like my content, but you ain't like what I said about you. So you gonna fuck with it from a distance. Nigga, you could go watch it from the moon. I don't give a fuck. Literally, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not about to kiss none of y'all ass. Because I could swear, bitch, every time it's about uplifting you, defending shit, that what you don't ask me to do. But at the end of the day, there's no response from you. I'm not looking for one. But it's funny that when you didn't like something, I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that from a distance. She on her Tasha K shit. And then that was dry. When the fuck did I throw a temper tantrum and say some bullshit about you? And try to tear you down and do all this, that, and the third and go on the campaign because shit didn't go my way. But you did that on some dry shit because there's a negative connotation there. Then you tried some more dry shit talking about she was the black Megan Cuniff. You watched the special. Didn't Megan Cuniff introduce me? I ain't the black shit. I'm Milagro. That's it. And pick your tongue up and roll my shit too. Milagro. You like Spanish women. I'm sure you can do it. My whole thing is, people, Jesus started with 12. Amen. It's so disappointing when people that you really respect and admire in whatever capacity show you that they only appreciate you and what you bring to the table as long as you don't call out they store-bought pies. But let me get back to work so that maybe one day I can get an acrylic laptop stand and yell about how I'm so much bigger, better, and smarter than everybody in the industry, everybody in the room, everybody tuning in, bitch, just everybody. Are you Matilda Daddy? I'm big, you're small, I'm smart, you're dumb. Yeah. What the fuck ever. Y'all, we going live later to talk about some more shit Joe ain't gonna talk about. See you there.
Now, Joe didn't respond to Milagro Grams, but he did jump back on the internet to explain why he edited out anything that he really said that was bad about Diddy. Check this out.
I don't hear nothing you saying, dog. I don't hear none of that shit you saying.
Stand on it. Don't touch me.
You come in here and get reactive to the internet.
I do.
I don't. I dictate this shit. I don't give a fuck what none of them niggas on the internet talking about. Doesn't affect nothing.
Okay. So tell us why you did it. Because you wanted to. Now you're about to explain.
Oh, man. Well, I did it for legal reasons. One, I did it for a myriad of reasons. But first and foremost, the legal portion, which is, yeah, nah, y'all ain't about to clip me up or clip us up or clip this set up and just attach it to whatever story and narrative you want to attach it to. There are many of you niggas out there that use my voice to say what you would like to say, while y'all get to run and duck behind anonymity and say, Joe Budden says, no. What do you say? Two, what if that nigga did all that shit he's accused of? Like in the rumors.
Sound like a headache.
Why would I want to inherit that? What if he did some of that shit? Like the violent stuff.
What headache with that? I don't understand.
No.
Because if he's gonna do that to Kid Cudi,
You saying that?
Yo, Joe, stop.
I'm keeping it cool. I'm keeping it cool.
Joe, don't do that, Joe. Come on. No, come
Stop.
on.
This ain't time for your internet shit that you do. This is real shit going on. If some of that is true, then why would you want to inherit that? Sound like a headache. Don't sound like the risk is worth the reward there to me. And three, in the event that some people did not believe all of the things that Cassie had to say in that civil suit, I don't think that last week was a good time to say that. That seems foul and flagrant and insensitive.
Listen, if Joe Budden says that those are the 3 reasons why he compromised his journalistic integrity and cut the clip on Diddy, then so be it. Who am I to argue? But I believe that there's also a 4th reason why Joe Budden and a whole bunch of these other dudes in Hollywood and in hip-hop really don't want to touch the Diddy situation with a 10-foot pole. Now, trigger warning, if you're somebody who is easily triggered by topics of SA and domestic abuse, now would be a very good time to change the channel. because we about to get into some things. And also, if you haven't done so already, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Alright, I believe that the fourth reason why Joe Budden really didn't want to go in on Diddy was because of his own shady past with women. Because you have to remember that Joe Budden has also been accused of assaulting women. And I believe that Joe Budden feared that if he went down that road and said something about Diddy, that would open up a door for people to explore his own shady past with women. Check this out.
Joe Budden, we had you on the show previously, and we talked about your whole situation with Esther Baxter and the breakup, and you know what happened, and she cheated on you, and we heard the song and Ordinary-ish,
part 3.
But now she's come forward and done an interview, and she's released some pictures. One of them did make people sick because there was like a fetus in the toilet.
No, it made me sick too.
All right, is that a real picture? Is that really
that's Wait, is it really what?
Is that really like her
fetus?
Fetus miscarried in the toilet.
That's what she sent it to me as.
Okay.
Now she's saying that you beat her, you strangled her, and you sat on her stomach and caused her to lose her baby.
We actually have that
for
audio.
a half hour.
Hold on, we have the audio.
We got into an argument, and it just basically ended up choking me, so I couldn't breathe, slamming me up against the door, in the closet doors. He threw me on the floor, grabbed me by my wrist and sitting on my stomach for half an hour while I was 3 months pregnant. Went to the hospital where I found out that I lost
rush
my
home,
daughter.
and I go in the other room, and she's in the bed, and I said, "Wake it up, wake it up. What are we gonna do?" And she was just like, "What do you mean? I'm asleep." Just like real arrogant. I'm like, "What are we gonna do? This ain't gonna continue like this.
Right.
What are we gonna do?" So I dragged her out the bed. I definitely did. After a couple more lines of that arrogant talk.
By her feet, hair, arms?
No. My feet. A little light drag. None.
Came home and wanted to have a conversation with Esther Baxter.
Little light
you dragged out the
off
bed.
a nice king size on a beautiful plush carpet.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
So we went back and forth with the beefing for about maybe all of 4 to 5 minutes. And then I caught myself. It's like, all right, you bugging. And I went in the master bedroom, and I sat by the balcony, and I just smoked a cigarette.
Nope, you dragged her off the bed, Joe, and you sat on her stomach and held her down so she could hear you. Come on.
No. And I smoked a cigarette, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just chilling. So, and now this bedroom, there's 2 entrances. So I thought that I locked both of them.
Right.
Clearly I didn't. So one was locked, one wasn't. So she comes around the long way.
Right.
Because the house is huge. So she comes around the long way, and she's screaming and yelling at the top of her lungs. So in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, so I spazzed. So I guess it's her turn to spaz now. So she comes in, she's screaming and yelling on top of her lungs. I'm like, dog, we just did this. It's over.
You're still smoking around a pregnant woman. Okay, keep going.
He left the room.
I was alone.
She came in his vicinity. Objection.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, but and I'm by a balcony. Anyway, so she comes in. I'm like, fam, we did this already. We don't have to do this.
Right.
She's still screaming. She's screaming. I'm ignoring her. I'm still smoking. On her way out towards the door that's locked, my computer's on the bed.
Uh-oh. That's never good.
So she picks it up.
Oh, man.
And she slams it into the closet.
Wow.
So now I'm flabbergasted.
Not Joe Budden's computer.
You know what's on that computer.
She know that's my computer.
Right.
She know what that is to me.
She knows push the button. She know how to push the button.
I'm still kind of in shock.
Right.
So then she threw it in the closet, and as she's walking out, because you got to go through the closet to get out.
Right.
She picks it up again.
And does it again.
And she does it again.
Damn.
I jumped up like Thor.
Right.
Or
attacked her violently.
Iron Man or somebody.
Right. Objection, Your Honor. Watch your mouth.
And I ran so fast into that closet, because the closet is like the size of a room.
Right.
And I ran in there, and I hemmed up, and I said, yo, are you out of your mind?
How did she get all the bruises?
Makeup, I don't know.
Come on, Joe.
I'm telling you.
So the police will call you arrested that day.
Listen, slow down, because it gets crazier than that. And so we're in the closet, and I got her pinned against the wall.
Right.
And I asked her if she's crazy about 3 to 4 times, but she's kicking and she's punching and she's swinging,
So as I got her hemmed, I got to try to like back up off her, but she's still going, and her stamina is unbelievable, and mine's isn't.
Right.
So I put her on the ground. I don't throw her on the ground.
A pregnant woman.
But I'm much stronger than her.
All the more reason you're digging a deeper hole for yourself.
No, he placed her on the ground.
Listen,
He's saying that she's going crazy.
At no point am I saying that I haven't done anything wrong.
Okay.
And at no point am I saying that.
Okay.
But I certainly haven't done what's being said. So I put her on the ground, and I do get on top of her. Do I sit on her stomach? No.
What do you sit on, Joe?
I would like to think that I sat on what she's got. Oh, it's my mom.
No.
I got it.
What's obstruction in the court? What's the word? Disruption in the court.
Objection, Your Honor.
Disruption in the court.
Forget it, Charlemagne.
Forget it, Charlemagne.
So Esther's got huge breasts. So I'm thinking to me, I'm sitting right underneath her breasts.
Are they?
Joe, you're not stupid.
Are they real breasts?
No, Joe. No.
Yeah, they're real.
Are they real? Okay.
They're real.
Underneath her breast.
So that's where I'm at. But listen,
underneath her breast is her stomach.
But listen. No. Listen. If she's pregnant and we just left the doctor, I know where the baby is. Number one, and number two, I'm not sitting on her applying my 194 pounds on her stomach. So I have her arms, and all of the pressure is on my 2 legs. So I'm not sitting on her at all, really. But I have her on the ground.
So like straddling her.
So I have her on the ground.
Restraining her down, right.
And I'm saying to her, yo, chill, stop. And she's saying, get off me. And that's all she's saying is get off me.
What else is she
supposed to say? And I'm saying, I will get off you as soon as you stop. She's not responding. She's just saying, get off me.
So she stops. When does the police come?
So after about a minute, maybe 2 minutes the most, I get off her. I get off and she goes about business.
I'd like to present though.
Uh-oh.
Now, Joe Budden, in all fairness, this has been something that a couple of your ex-girlfriends have accused you of domestic violence in some form or fashion. Even Tahiri, as a matter of fact, when she was getting her tattoo removed, this is what she said.
Hold on, pulling it up.
Who's a couple?
Go ahead.
Today we are killing that tattoo of the white beater.
And she shows her Joe tattoo. And then even Gloria Velez at one point said something about you and her getting into some type of physical altercation as well.
You know what? A lot of these get away with a lot of like hitting women. Joe Budden.
Let me tell you something.
The original Birdman. Joe is finished and done. Joe came on the Breakfast Club, and I said, Joe, did you sit on her stomach? He said, no, I sat under her breast. Well, Joe, you wouldn't know anything about being in a good relationship because you're never in one. And every girl you date accuses you of girls saying that they beat him up. And then I played I didn't sit on her stomach, I sat under her breast.
Now, I can't even understand for the life of me how Charlemagne the God is sitting over there on his high horse cackling about Joe Budden when he too has been accused of assault and has also admitted to drugging women on the internet. Check this out.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I got this girl real drunk, and that sentence sounds a little fishy. I got her drunk. I didn't just get her drunk. I remember I went to the sex store and got Spanish Fly. Oh, so you raped her? Shut up. Spanish Fly. They sell it in the sex store. I'm telling the truth. They sell it in the Spanish store. I had to fucking. They sell knives at the store too. You could put that to a girl's throat and have sex with it. That doesn't mean it's illegal. So I put the Spanish Fly in the E&J. We drinking the E&J and shit. So in my mind, I don't know if this shit really worked, but I felt like I got horny as a motherfucker too. Right? So she was drunk as shit, and we had sex and shit, and like a lot of my boys was trying to come in the room and fuck her. I'm like, nah, chill out. I can't. I'm not doing that. And I'm like, let you run a train on it. That's rape. Yeah. Okay. So, it's just one-on-one. It ain't rape. Yeah. So the next trains are rape. So the next morning she wakes up. And we talk about it, and she's like, what happened? I'm like, we had sex. She said, okay, well, I'm glad it was you. Then a couple days later, she's like, yo, are you sure I only had sex with you? Because one of my stupid ass cousins was going around saying he fucked her, which he didn't. I know for a fact he didn't. I was there the whole time. Yeah. He did not fuck her. Yeah. He looked at her naked, but he didn't fuck her, right? So I'm telling her, no, me and you just had sex. Nobody else did nothing. So it just was weird that she was like, well, I'm just glad it was you. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm like, yo, you could have been in a real bad situation if it was another motherfucker there.
Compliment, man. A girl just said, yo, at least you raped me.
I didn't rape her. I did not rape her. I did not rape her.
Hey, if it was any of your cousins or friends, it would have been rape. But
I didn't rape her because me and her had every intention of having sex with each other.
So then why would you put the Spanish fly?
I'm still a freaky motherfucker, but I was listen,
Wait, was she passed out while you fucked her?
Nah, she wasn't like, she was like one of those drunks where, she was one of those drunks where like, she was like, she wasn't coherent, but she was up. You know when your girls is like when you're blacked out, like that, don't know what the fuck's going on type shit. Like she was really.
Okay, I've heard enough. Can some police officer that's out there on duty please start drawing up the paperwork to go pick this dude up? I mean, did he really say that giving his chick the sleepy juice was okay as long as him and his boys didn't run the train? I mean, is this dude serious right now? Listen, when you get a chick so zonked that she can't consent, that does not mean that she does consent. And unless he's a mind reader, he doesn't know what she would have wanted to do if he hadn't Bill Cosby'd her. I swear, Charlemagne the God is just like the broker shorter version of Diddy. Well, anyways, I shared this information to highlight the fact that unfortunately, a lot of the men in the hip-hop game and a lot of men who have amassed Hollywood fame can't call Diddy to the red carpet because they don't want to call attention to their own dirt that they've been trying to sweep under the carpet. For example, Jay-Z can't say ish because of his track record of allegedly getting with underage girls. Birdman can't say ish because he's over there kissing Lil Wayne and he allegedly allowed Wayne to get touched when he was a kid. Soulja Boy can't say anything because he's over there kidnapping women and abusing chicks that he got like tied up in a basement. Tekashi 6ix9ine can't say anything after he pled guilty to getting with a 13-year-old. Tyga can't condemn Diddy because he likes to boo up little girls like Kylie Jenner. Dr. Dre can't say anything after he physically assaulted journalist D. Barnes and Michelet. Wanye Morris from Boys to Men can't speak out because he's been hit with like a handful of SA allegations, and we all know that he was dating Brandy when she was way underage. T.I. and Tiny best not say anything because after all the allegations that have been levied against them, it's best that they stay in the cut and keep both of their mouths shut. Russell Simmons can't say anything because he's over there in Bali hiding out from the authorities and the dozen or so women that have accused him of like being a very naughty boy. I mean, the list is so extensive that I can't even name all of the names, from Bill Cosby to Mystical, because I mean, it just goes on and on and on like an Erykah Badu song. I mean, for real. All that I have to say is this. As a black community and as a hip-hop community, we've got to do better, because what's going on now ain't it. There's way too many men diddy bopping out there, and there's way too many women ho-hopping out there. We have to get back to a place where we respect our own bodies and we also respect the bodies of others. And dudes, just so you know, even a 304 can say no. And just like we learned in the first grade when we were learning our ABCs and primary colors, no means no. And really quick, before I go on, I want to say thank you to all the men out there who really understand that. Yo mama raised you right, and we appreciate it. I love you. And I'm telling you, if I could come out there and give you a Medal of Honor right now, I would. And you know something? I'm not letting these gold-digging chicks who set dudes up get off the hook either. Because listen, nobody was checking for Puffy back in the day. I mean, I once saw a chick run past Puffy to get the number from Craig Mack. Listen, that's saying something. But all of a sudden Puffy gets a little money and y'all acting like this dude looks mad good. What's wrong with you? Puffy's freaking eyebrows look like two little devil horns. I mean, y'all better stop giving dudes access just cause they got money. Alright, back to my main thought. So let's be very clear, because I don't want anyone to misconstrue the motive of this video. I'm putting this out there not because I'm trying to blow up any of these dudes' spots, But because the topic of SA and domestic abuse is at the forefront of everybody's mind right now in light of the allegations that have been levied against Diddy, Jamie Foxx, Aaron Hall, L.A. Reid, and others. And we really need to take a moment to discuss it and to talk about why some people are doing their best not to discuss it. And the sad truth is that a lot of men in the industry, some of which are supposed to be journalists, can't and won't speak out against Diddy because they've got their own skeletons in the closet. And a lot of them thought that they had put that stuff to bed and they don't want that to wake up, especially Charlemagne the God. Listen, let me know what you think about Joe Budden editing his comments about Diddy, and also let me know what you think about Charlemagne the God admitting to putting a little Diddy in chicks' drinks. Do you think that these dudes are really free to talk about Diddy, or do you think that their journalistic integrity is compromised and their hands are tied because they need to hide their own dirt? Let me know what you think in the comments, and once again, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video out to your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.